Okay, been a while since I've seen the old 68 Ragtop. I think we're going to do a little work tour today after I'm done eating my Swiss farmer sausage. Really good. We're going to, the door hinges finally came in. So we're going to install some door hinges and hopefully put some doors on this bad boy today. Where we're at right now is going to fit the doors on, trunk lid on, sheet metal probably in the next week or two. Then it's off to Sean to get all the rest of the bodywork roughed in. Alright, now this you see in primer is not roughed in bodywork. When I did the car I put quarters on it, and when we put the quarters on it, I had some bare metal, so Sean just sanded it. You always sand that black shit off the new parts that you get, you know what I mean? Like here's new parts, got this black shit. It doesn't last that long, that coating. So we sanded it down and then we put our own primer on it. So we didn't really do any bodywork here at all. When we put the quarters on, we just sanded it. So can't even really see where it was welded, can you? Anyway, so yeah, I think we're going to attack the doors here right now. See what we can get. So I'm going to go see if I can find some bolts. Okay, I got one door on. Now this is an original door for this car. So if you remember a long time ago, this car's been here for a while. We kind of been working on it here and there. So we put full quarters on it. We did the rear pan in the back, if you remember. I did some chunk floor work. I did some interior floor work. But this is an original door, so I've got the door pretty lined up. You can see the body line down below there. It's lining up nice. We got a nice gap there. Got a nice gap along the front. The one thing is I always lift the door. Now the lines line up, but this door's sitting a teeny bit higher than the rocker. Or the quarter panel, just a little bit. But you have to remember the weight of the glass goes in there, it brings it down a bit. But also, these are aftermarket quarters, and sometimes the lines just aren't right. So we may have to do just a little bit here. It's not as bad as it's looking in the camera. If I was to take a tape measure to measure from here to here, I'm probably 1/8 of an inch out. But I have to keep the door in line with the body lines, and the center body lines lining up, and the lower body lines lining up. So I might have to play with the quarter there a bit, or like I say, I'm going to put the striker and the latch in there and see what happens, but it's hard to tell, like I say, because when you put all the glass and shit in here, you're going to add another 25 pounds to that door, which is going to bring it down a bit. So I'm not too concerned about that now. So I think what I'll do next is I'll dig out the hinges and try and get the other door on here, which the other door is an aftermarket door from OER. So we'll see how that goes, because we all know what aftermarket stuff is like, but this stuff's usually pretty good, but we'll find out. Okay, so I've got the other door on. This is the aftermarket door, and it actually fits really nice. I'm quite happy with it. Again, the body lines are in line, if you can see down there. It's lining up pretty nice, and we got a nice gap along the rocker and that. The door itself, you always want to make sure your door edge is in line with the front of your rocker. Again, I left this one just a little wee bit higher, just like the other one, 1/8 of an inch. Like I say, glass gets in there, you got to account for that. And I don't know, like I say, it might be that these quarters we put on might be a little low too, but we'll put the strikers in there next, see where they get it, because you want the doors, you do not want the striker to pull the door down to line that up, because if it pulls the door down, it's going to throw off the body lines. I want the door just to go click, click, close. Now I have to always assume that the door is going to come down a teeny bit when the weight of the glass is in there, but that's it. So might be playing a little bit on the edge of this quarter, but that'll be when we're doing the bodywork end of it. And no, you would not build that up 1/8 of an inch of body filler. If there is an issue there, what we would do is we'd cut and we'd just do a weld. And how we'd weld that is we'd cut here on this line and we just lift this a little bit and then we just re-weld it. So you're actually lifting it on this line and re-welding it. You don't want to fill that with body filler. You don't want to, especially if you're going to have to fill something with body filler, don't do edges, because edges, this is the quickest place it's going to get knocked off is on an edge, right? You know, might be different if maybe you're trying to raise it up back in this area, but we'll see. We'll see. Got to put the strikers in. I have a funny feeling we're not really going to be doing anything here. I think it's going to work out 100% perfect. I'm pretty used to this situation. So next I'm going to, well, the trunk lid's right there. I think I'm going to bolt the trunk lid on. And then we got some panels on her for today. We're getting there. And he brought in the front. He brought in the lower valance and he brought in the upper valance up top. It goes between your fenders. The upper one had a bit of a ding on it. I'll take you over to the body shop and I'll show you. Sean's massaging that out right now and working on that. Okay, so there we go. Got the trunk lid fitted on. Gaps are pretty even on either side. That's good. It's another piece to the puzzle. So there you go. We're just rolling along. So my next thing I'm going to work on the steering column so I can get that ready to go in this car. But I'm going to cut this off right now at the moment, and then I'm going to walk you guys into the other shops and show you what else is going on this Friday afternoon. So you guys yesterday probably would have saw some pictures on Instagram or my Facebook where I was putting, I'm not going to uncover the whole thing, but I was putting the 72 Buick together. So the hood and trunk lid will come off. We paint them off the car, but the fenders and doors are staying on now. All the jambs are painted. Sean started blocking some of it out. He's got 400 here. He's still got to finish it in 600. He's got the hood in 400, but we fit it together for one last time. You know, doors are, I don't know if I can get my finger in here and open it at the same time. Oops, I'm talking to you guys. I can't do it. Hang on, guys. Hang on. There we go. Anyway, doors are all fitted. Latches are in. And it's basically just click. And she's closed. Right? So there you go. So that's what's going on. So the Buick is all back together. Trunk lid obviously hasn't got the lock in, so that's why it's sitting up. But that's all good. Now Sean, it's Friday afternoon, and what is Sean doing? Well, he was working on the piece for the Camaro for Brent, but he's also getting my dash prepped, ready to rock and roll. For oh, I see my lovely wife is home. Somewhere out there I see Mr. Hank. See? There's Mr. Hanky. So for those of you who didn't know, Hank had a back injury a little while ago. 2 months ago he was completely paralyzed, and they had to cut his whole back open, 17 staples, and had to cut his spine or his discs or something all apart. Anyway, but he's mobile again 2 months later, and he's walking a mobile. So Sean's working away getting this all ready. He's got the wagon all masked up. There we go. He's got some primer on the dash. Because that's the plan. Tomorrow is Saturday, and we're going to paint the dash of this bad boy. Nice, nice. A lot of masking, because you don't want to get all my interior covered in overspray, so a lot of masking. Probably more masking than sanding today. But that's okay. So that's what's happening there. And I'm going to be doing a video on this truck later, separate from this. So we'll go inside and we'll see what's going on inside the shop. Okay, and this is what's going on today. As you can see, Mike's been working away on the GMC panel. He's making up pieces in behind here, putting them all in. He's got everything built and done here. He's got it all built. I'm not going to crawl under, but he's got it all built up in behind here. So he's got all that done. So he's basically just that and the rockers. So that's what he's working on. Oh, there's the nose for my 58. Sitting here waiting for the weekend. Might put it on, might get it on, but I don't think so. Because what's going to happen is on the weekend, we're going to be painting the dash. So it's not going to be drying time for me to play with this. But I got other stuff I can play with. After the dash is painted, I can put like the power steering pump on, the alternator, shit like that. It's okay. I am getting there. Anyway, so that's it for this video today. And I'm going to get out here tomorrow on the weekend, and I'm going to do a video of the 67 Merc pickup so you guys get to see it. And that is what's going to happen. So, hey, it's always a good time and old time.